I figured this one. I'm gonna have to do a little whiteboard stuff, fishing the shore. But honestly, I didn't bring a lot of stuff with me.
But this is more of a discussion one. Yeah. So it's
that's why I wanted to make. I'm like, make sure we're at least gonna have this. Come on.
Did you start, Clint? Oh, we are. We're live. Clint
There we go.
Well, we got 60-80 you already, just like that. Bam. You guys know the drill. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Yeah. It's showtime, Ray says. And we're only, I think we might have been on time, honestly.
I got 6:31, so it's close. But I think people had bets. Like last week, people were like doing bets and what's the over-under. And yeah, I think we could start a ring on that. Like, oh, yeah, 6:34, 6:35. Where's our Facebook Indians at?
Here we go.
Crazy. So you guys know the drill. Obviously, if you guys want to win the first prize pack, I'll get something rocking here in just a second. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Thumbs up the video, and then share it out there. Let's get some more of your friends in here. We're going to be talking high water steelhead fishing tonight, guys. So all the different... No?
You're getting picked up, but you sound...
It was on.
There you go.
I turned it off and back on. Is it working now?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, Clint. Why didn't you test my mic beforehand? Clint ruined the show again. I was on a good flow. I was rocking. Clint messed it up.
Welcome to the club.
There it goes. There goes the flow.
Anyway, guys, you guys heard me. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Share it out there. We're going to be talking high water steelhead. So just more of a discussion. We want to talk to you guys, see what your guys' tactics are for high water steelhead. And we got a bunch of good tips, right, Cam?
Yeah, it's because it looks like we're going to be doing this for a long time.
A while.
Long time. Some people love the high water. Some people are afraid of it. Some people sit on the couch and cry. I don't know what to do.
A literal river coming out of the sky today.
Yeah, there was. Well, yeah.
Atmospheric river.
Yeah. There was a. It was quite a downpour up in the Southwest today. In fact, I actually got a picture from a landowner on one of my favorite rivers that there was a slide on it. I was like, oh, great. Yeah. Not that it was fishing anyways, but like one more stab, right?
One more gash.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us where you guys are tuning in from. We see a lot of people doing that. Marlon, give a Jordan
tons of Washington.
Give a Jordan update because people were asking last week too, but I hadn't heard for like a week, so
Jordan
I didn't know.
is killing it, guys. He's been catching an insane amount of fish. He's having an absolute blast. He's exploring a bunch of new rivers, a bunch of new areas of Chile that he hasn't even been to, and he comes back soon. I think he gets home in just a few days. I know he gets home like a couple days before the Washington show starts. So he literally gets home, has like a day to recover, and goes right to the show.
There you go.
So
well, I don't feel that bad for him though.
So he has been filming. We sent him with 2 GoPros and a good camera guy, so he has been self-filming. We didn't send Sean there this time because we were trying to work on the movie for the show. So unfortunately, Sean didn't get to go. But Jordan has been filming the entire time, so we will have a whole video on his salmon experiences. And then I know I've been getting comments, people wondering where Stay Fishy episodes are. Jordan's just been gone, guys, for a month and a half now, so we haven't been able to get any Stay Fishies done. But he has filmed Stay Fishies while he's there, so we'll have him coming. What are you laughing about?
Everything. Mm-hmm. It's a good time up here.
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing a lot of people from Washington, Oregon. Anyone from not Washington or Oregon?
Where's all our Midwest guys? Come on.
I saw a New Yorker in there.
Let me get some prizes here.
Let
me get something going. Here.
Huge shout out to Stevens Marine as always. Those guys support the podcast and support the live feed. Without them, we would not be able to bring this content to you guys. So whenever you get a chance, look up Stevens Marine. They just got done with a very busy boat show, even despite the weather, it sounds like. And a lot of new and exciting things coming through those guys over the next in the 2024 year. So
yeah,
please check them out. Really cool things coming.
And get your boats in now. If your boat's been sitting, and you haven't been fishing yet, like do it right now. Don't wait until March. Because I can tell you I've done it. I've waited till March.
You wait till that first nice week when you think you have a chance of catching a springer after about March 20th and things are looking good.
And the guys at Stevens Marine are going to tell you, sorry, it's 2-month wait.
Yeah, because you thought of it like everybody else at that moment. Like we always talk about when it comes to buying gear, preparing, kind of getting ready for the season. Like you want to be ready for the season. That includes making sure your boat's in tip-top shape. So
this sounds so dumb, and this is a Marlin thing. You won't care about it, but dude, I just got the sickest cooler for my boat. It matches the green on all my graphics and my motor and everything perfectly. It's like identical.
Is it
green.
Solid color or just accented colors?
I'll send you a picture. It's dope. It's called a frog I don't even know who makes it. I just saw it online. I was like, that was going to match my boat perfectly.
Sold.
So I bought it.
Take
Well,
my
you
money.
have to. If you don't have matching accessories for a boat, it is
You don't
proven you
catch fish.
catch 30% less salmon
I'm
than you would
telling you.
before if you did have matching.
Why
So
do you
gotta have it.
think Jason's such a good fisherman? Because he always looks good, dude.
That is true.
Look
That
good,
is why
feel
he
good,
catches
play good.
30% more than me all the time. That is absolutely a fact.
Yep, 100%.
I can't get this going on. If I could get this going on, then geez, I might get there. I might pick up 10% of that 30.
It takes time.
The frosted
I'll get there one
frog.
day.
That's the name of it.
Whoa.
What?
No
Yeah, that
way.
is that. Yeah.
That's the addicted green, dude. That's
What?
the addicted
No
green.
way.
That is.
Heaven's sake.
Check
So
it
will
out.
that like be your bait cooler on the back?
It's
That'll
on my
be
back
sick.
on my swim deck.
Yeah,
That'll
that's
look
fitting.
cool.
Oh, you've already done it. Never mind.
What?
I was saying you haven't put the green accents on your Mercury, but you have.
I did.
Yeah, that's right.
Turned out sick too.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Color coordinating.
I got
Get you
I got a good little trip pack for you. I got a short bus spinner here, another short bus spinner. We got a rooster tail, and we got a Castmaster. So if you guys want an opportunity to win this little prize pack, like I said, just drop some comments. We're gonna randomly select from the comments. So drop some comments below. Thumbs up the video. You guys know I always say thumbs up the video. It helps us a lot on YouTube and Facebook. If you guys thumbs it up, it'll share it out to more people. And then share it.
I know.
Share it
I'm
out.
not
Text
gonna
message somebody. Share it to Facebook groups. However you like to do things. And then Clint, in a few minutes here, will randomly select someone to win the first little prize pack.
Pick me, pick me.
Do you guys have any questions for high water steelheading? I got quite a synopsis for a good discussion tonight. A lot of questions, a lot of stuff out there. You know, believe it or not, actually, some people, like I said before, wait for this time of year, and some people dread it. But I think there is still fish to be had.
I'm going
even in
plunking.
these conditions. We are going to talk about some plunking. We're going to talk about some anchor fishing as well.
That's what I was thinking about doing.
Strategies
anchor
for
fishing.
both. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about everything and how to apply that in these high waters, because the fish don't just go up and disappear. Believe it or not,
They're
they don't.
still there.
They're still there, living somewhere.
They're just a lot harder to
They
catch.
can't crawl out of the water and hide in the trees like my clients seem to think every time, but they're actually in the river still. Believe it or not.
Just jumps out.
They just hang out. They just go squirreling right up the damn tree. Yeah, no, they don't. No, they're still in the water, but you got to figure out how to get them. So, yep. Thanks all.
As Jordan, he has not caught anything giant. He's gotten some 40-pounders. I think he's even gotten a couple into the 50-pound range, but nothing in, which is still a giant salmon.
Yeah.
But nothing in that monster range that we're looking for at all. I know he's trying hard. He's got a lot of time into it. He's also building a custom boat down there, so that's the other thing he's been doing, is working on building a boat down there. So it's not very easy to get aluminum to Chile.
Yeah. I could imagine. That could be a
Oh, well, especially where he's at, because he's not in an area where it's like
they can't just pour like ship
it's
it in.
super remote where he's at. Really remote.
Jim, I'm texting you right now, by the way.
Who?
Jim, because he said, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm nothing. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
Jim.
I
James,
totally,
Jimmy.
I pulled a Clint.
You did. You
I did
squirrel
something
mode
that
it.
was not relevant at all to the situation, and I brought it up and I freaked out about it over nothing. I apologize.
What's up in Anchorage?
Which is what Clint should do every time he screws us up. But
Would
he
you
doesn't.
shut
He
up?
doesn't.
I
Instead, he gets
apologize.
mad and yells at us.
Yeah. Cry cam. There, I'm like, instead he puts the cry. Here, I'll even help you. There you go. I'll hide. There it is. Yep. There it is. Yep. Okay.
So, guys, I've seen this
Clint.
question.
Hey, Sunday, screw you, man.
I've seen this question a ton. Yes, we will be premiering the movie out in Pennsylvania. We don't know exactly when. We're shooting for April, but we'll have some more information on it soon. So after we premiere at the Sportsman Shows, which is coming very soon, we're going to talk about that today. We will be premiering it out there, but it's not going to happen until probably April. Cam, there's a question. With high rivers, you fish closer to the shoreline, the steelhead will be at your feet.
Yep, that's a good point, Corey. We're going to talk a lot about that, and that is definitely the case right now. Depends, though. Like, some of those, what's that thing we're going to talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
We got special
It's
guests to get
situational.
through. Mega Bash movie tickets. You gonna talk about those?
Yeah,
wait on that.
when Trey gets in here.
Well, Clint was putting it up there.
That's because I was talking about it.
Oh, sorry. I can't wait for the movie. Been watching all the addictive videos. Cameron and Clint should box. I agree. Should we do that?
Should we do
I
a live?
Actually, I'd be kind of afraid of Clint because I think Clint is like you know, like I don't know, like
not all there.
he might like he could just like
He's just got to flip.
he
or
might
he's
just
gotta
like
switch,
go
he just
like
needs to flip.
freaking triggered squirrel on somebody and just tear him to shreds.
He's
or
gonna
something.
hide.
Bite him and
He's
stuff.
gonna put rocks in his gloves.
I don't even know what Clint is capable of. Like, I feel like he's like one of those boxed up guys that could just freaking pop.
Dude, I bet if we did a live, just an on the fly live with you and Clint boxing, it would get more viewers than we've ever gotten in this live feed.
I think Clint would rather box a few other people before me, right? Right, Clint? Right, buddy, old pal?
I don't know.
Right? Oh,
debatable.
Oh, dang it. I'm not taking him
It
fishing
depends
this
on the day. Live feed day or not? It depends.
All right, Clint, pick the first winner. Then we're gonna bring our guest in.
All right, first winner. Here we go.
There it is, Ryan McCraw. Ryan McCraw, shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address, and let us know that you won the spinner and spoon prize pack, the first one from the live feed, and we'll get it shipped out to you. And don't worry, guys, we'll have a few more giveaways throughout the night. I'll find some stuff here. Find some
Maybe
goodies.
some stuff that you'd use in high water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find some goodies. I'll
Like-
find some goodies.
This big old,
Like a 3.0 maglet.
or a 3/4 ounce little
3/4
Cleo.
ounce little Cleo. I like
That's
it.
what I'd throw in high water.
Okay, let's bring our guest in. Trey, you want to come on in? Jason, you want to
needs
step
this
on
one.
out? Does he have to give him this mic, Clint?
You can wear this one, I guess.
Oh no, just
Ben, I just got your text. I missed it. We started early. Sorry. He missed the over-under. He's like, I got 6:34. Don't let me down. And we started at 6:31.
oh, thank you, Todd. Thanks for reminding me of the light. Appreciate that. I needed to be reminded.
Jump for the light. Which one's that?
the light down there that I kick.
Oh,
every
yeah. They
single
always
week.
like bunt. Yeah. It's,
All right,
it's actually
Trey.
off right now.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Good to see you, Mark.
Join. You gonna introduce yourself once I fix your microphone here. There you go.
All right.
Should be good now. Should be good. So introduce yourself.
Turn it on. It's not
Oh, is it on?
No.
There you go. Now you're dialed.
There you go.
That's how we do things around here, guys. We're not some professional like TV show. We're just fishermen that puts on a show.
And it's a pleasure to be with both of you. Trey, my name's Trey. I'm with the Sportsman Shows, and we're here to talk sports shows.
I'm
For a little bit.
literally sending out texts to people that are asking like, how do you buy tickets again? So fire one more time. Like, I think people, I don't know if they're like having trouble with the website or something, but you need to go to addicted.fishing.
Yeah.
It's on there. The first banner on the website. This is, yeah, I'm getting texts literally right now. I'm trying to buy tickets. I can't find them.
So, guys, we brought Trey in tonight not to just talk about the movie premiere that we're going to be
Sorry.
having at the sports shows. We will talk about that as well. So, Clint's got it pulled up right now.
Yes.
I'll touch on it really quickly. If you guys want to get tickets to come to these movie premieres, go to our website, addicted.fishing, or you can go to addictedfishing.com and click on the very first banner. We still have tickets available for Portland, Puyallup, and Central Oregon. So get on the website, add them to the cart, check out. You'll get your tickets digitally emailed to you, so we'll be scanning the digital tickets at the door, but we will also have other ways to get you in if for some reason you don't have your digital ticket. But try to bring your digital ticket or bring a receipt or something to get in the door, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, well, the Washington tickets I know are just about sold out, and that seats about 650. Last year the Bash was amazing, and the year before that with the Alaska movie, amazing. So I can't wait for the Steelhead Elling. Portland, we're a little more scalable. We run with 650 seats, but we can go to maybe 700 or 750. So we know we got a few more tickets left there too.
The best part about these shows, guys, and one of the things that just makes me, I kind of get like a little emotional about it, I'm not even gonna lie, is like, it's super cool to just see the community of addicts and anglers that we've built. I promise you, like, it's so cool to see just how big of a group of all these like-minded individuals that all have this passion and love for the same thing in one room, cheering for fish. It's just something I never would have even dreamed of when I was little, that I would have people sitting in front of a movie screen, like cheering and clapping over a fish. And it's just really, really cool to see all these like-minded individuals in the same room doing that. So we love you guys. We want every single one of you to show up and have a good time. We're gonna give away a couple sets of tickets tonight as well. That's gonna be the next prize pack. What do you got? You got a question?
Have they received their digital tickets yet?
No, we haven't sent them out. Nope. Nope, you should have. I mean, you should have got your order confirmation, which would work just as good if you printed off your order confirmation. But all the digital tickets should mail out on, or should send out an email on Friday for the Washington show. So,
Yeah, there's nothing like it. I can guarantee you, there's nothing like this in the country. These sportsman shows are unique. Frankly, folks here in the Northwest have been, I hate to say spoiled, but been fortunate. And we spent the last 40 some years building these shows up, and then what you guys bring to it brings a whole nother level of excitement, fun, community connection. But it's like the Washington Sportsman Show. We've got that one pretty well teed up. The buildings are sold, completely sold, so they're filled with exhibitors. There's going to be all kinds of sales items and things to do.
the weather's going to line up good. We're not going to have any snow or ice.
Yep. It's that
El Nino, baby.
Yep. Portland's going to be big. I mean, that's the only way we can characterize it.
Let's start it. Let's do this. Let's do the live feed, Trey. Just a look. I noticed on the podcast, which we always do on the podcast, we had a lot of squirrel moments and went all over the place.
Yeah.
So let's start, and let's just talk about the Washington show first, because since that's the one that's coming first, tell us about it. What's going to be cool there that people may not know about?
Starting a week from today.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is less than a week away.
Downstairs to
The
guys
opening is
today,
less
I
than
was
a
like,
week.
You guys know we're leaving in 6 days. Like, we have 6 days to get prepared. So it's coming up really quick. That's why I keep stressing to people to get your tickets, because last year what happened was I had all these people coming to the booth trying to get tickets when they were sold out, and I don't want that to happen again. So do not be that guy that tries to do that. Get your tickets now for the.
And we'll bend over backwards to do what we can to add seats, but the space is only, and the fire marshal will only allow us so many folks.
Fire marshal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And we've actually tried to expand the space a little bit to accommodate more seats. So we'll do our best. But in Washington, really, we look to you guys as kind of the headliners in Washington. That's the Saturday night event. That's kind of the apex of it. The other headliner we have there, he comes in Thursday, leaves Sunday, is Randy Newberg.
Awesome.
And as I shared with you a little bit earlier, he's doing this one seminar that's called Marriage 101 for Elk Hunters.
Which I think is a genius idea. For one, that's so unique. Like, I've never heard of a seminar like that. Like, we could do a marriage, we could do one for fishermen or being a fishing guide or whatever. That would be an awesome seminar. I really applaud him for that. Whoever came up with that idea is amazing.
Well, Randy's, he kind of fell into it. He's a national hunting figure. He's a public lands advocate. He hunts 100 days a year and has been happily married for 35 years. So he's also doing something on e-scouting. He's doing another thing on elk hunting every year, and he's going to share with you how that happens.
And if you guys, all you hunters out there that watch the show, go to that e-scouting one. I'm even debating, like, how do I get to it? Because I want to go to it. Because, like, that's something I've done a lot the last few years, especially as you start to go hunt other states. Because when you only have, like, a weekend or 2 weekends to go and really scout in person, you have to really understand how to e-scout, or else you could get to an area and be just screwed. So I'm really excited that he's doing that, and I'm going to try to figure out a way to go to it.
Well, and so this early in the year, retailers, the boat dealers that are there, the RV dealers that are there, the apparel folks, the lodges, guides, all of them, this is when they're starting to book everything up and starting to sell. So their inventories are fresh, they're filled up, and there's buys to be made. So folks come with an expectation of, hey, I'm going to get a new rod and reel, I'm going to buy new tackle, whatever it is. It's all there and at what we say show-only prices. And folks figure that out. If they've been a couple of years, they go, God, I wish I would have known that, because I would have bought that. And so if you're in the market for a boat, if you're in the market for an RV, any of that kind of stuff, it's a good place to get started. Beyond that, the seminar series, in my opinion, it's the best that we've ever put together, these last couple of years especially. And all A-list speakers, Cameron's one of them, he's doing a thing on electronics, must attend seminar if you want to get the most out of your electronics and learn some of the tricks of the pros. But you have, like, Bill Herzog and Jared Higginbotham are doing a seminar together. They call it Troutapalooza.
Washington?
in Washington and in Portland.
Sweet.
But they're doing it in Washington, and it's really geared towards kids. They want to get kids excited about fishing, so they're going to go through all of it. They're going to have some high-profile special guests also come in. That's only an hour long, but it's going to be something to see. Then you have a number of top flight guides. Del Stevens is doing something on tuna. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. All the A-listers that we have. I couldn't be more excited about our seminar series. And that's just a part of it. The kids' free trout pond, which has become iconic. Now you have grandparents who fish the trout pond taking their grandkids to it. And there's a number of folks that work full-time in the industry today that's where they caught their first trout, was in that trout pond. So this thing is
And there's
gonna
some
be-
big ones in there.
There's some up to like 8 pounds. And when you see these kids
I
go
want to
on
see one of the kids catch the 8-pounder.
a bamboo rod,
Just get
with string.
smoked.
I don't even know how they land it.
I was just gonna say, how many times-
one it snaps instantly?
How many times do they drop those rods and the rod goes flying into the... I haven't seen too much of that. Hold
I've
on.
watched them land a few of those, and I mean, those kids are just
gotta
like
net 'em
blown
instantly.
away. They'll never forget that the rest of their life.
Oh, yeah.
And that's of course that's free with admission into the show. And then there's just all the other stuff going on. If you're into, you want to get started in archery, Skookum Archers has a place where you can get started. They've got a range that we have at the
Oh,
show,
cool.
and they'll show you how to do it. And it's a nice way to kind of get started.
We
And
might
see-
have to make Colt go there. I've been trying to get Colt into archery hunting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the big good thing to film.
Yeah, I've been trying to get him into it. I even gave him a bow, and he's done nothing with it. He's just gotta get him motivated.
Well, there's a nice balance of hunting and fishing at this year's Washington show, and so we're excited to open the doors in just a few days. That show, by the way, opens on the 31st, runs through 31st January, runs through February 4th.
Sweet.
So
And we have a booth there, guys. We have a
Friday show.
10 by 40 this year. We're in the same spot that we were last year. And we got all sorts of tons of new apparel, an insane hat selection like you guys always see. Damn near every hat you could ever dream of or want will be there. We do have custom bead boxes coming. We have a new collaboration with Lured that will be there. We also have some collaborations with DRO. We have a collaboration with Mad River this year that will be there. We have custom mag lips. A lot of stuff. A lot of custom new tackle that will only be available at the Sportsman Shows. So,
And here's a pro tip. I mean, you definitely want to be there Saturday night for the movie premiere, but the earlier you get there in the week, Wednesday and Thursdays are the best days to buy. You know, that's when you not only find the best specials, but when the inventories are at their peak, and you can get a good deal and you can find what you're looking for. So now to Portland.
really quickly, let's talk about the bash. So, guys, this year at the bash, we're doing a bunch of things. So, it'll be your first opportunity to win a Clacka Craft drift boat. So this year during our bash series, guys, we do 12 bashes throughout 2024. We're going to be giving away a Clacka Craft drift boat this year. So if you want an opportunity to win that, come to any of our 12 bashes, and every bash that you come to, you're going to get a raffle ticket to be entered to win that drift boat. So I'm super excited to be able to do that and give back to the addicts community that has continued to support us. What we want to do is be able to support you. So one of you lucky winners is going to win a Clacka Craft drift boat, and I can't wait. Jason's back there saying he's going to be the one that wins it. So I can't wait to give that away to one of you guys. We also have custom limited edition plugs numbered to 50 that you can only get at the bash. We also have custom apparel and hats that you can only get at the bashes. We will be doing the Make It Rain again this year with the spin glows. So we'll have 10 to 12,000 spin glows we'll be throwing out into the audience, which was an insane, just so fun last year. As you guys know, with any of our events, there'll be tons of raffles, tons of giveaways, tons of the stuff thrown out in the audience. And that'll be all on top of us premiering the movie Steelhead Alley, which we filmed this year in December, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So,
And if you ever want to know what's going on in the seminars, the schedules, the topics, anything going on at the show with the attractions, just go to thesportshows.com. That's thesportshows.com. You'll find all the shows there, and everything you need to know is on the site.
sweet, there you go, right there. Clint's got it pulled up, so if you guys want any questions or have any questions about the show, can they pre-buy tickets on there?
Yeah, for Washington's up. Portland should be up this week. And we're just finishing up. There's some snafus with the building on. One of the things we're working on is a 2-day pass. People really, particularly when they're coming from Eastern Oregon or out of state, they want to spend at least 2 days at the show. So we're finishing up a 2-day pass for the Portland show.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll be good. I feel like that's a much needed thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the beauty of the 2-day pass, and that's one of the things that we're working on, is first day you buy your parking, but the second day the parking will be at no charge. And we don't have that quite finalized yet. We're,
and that's so 2 days for $24, Trey. Honestly, if I'm being like, that is so affordable.
Yeah.
Like if I were to pay that, and then once I went into that, I just feel like there's so much to do at the show and so much to see. Like that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
It's not that affordable because if you go in there for 2 freaking days, like, can you imagine the amount of money you're going to spend?
That's true.
So show some self-control. Actually,
But that's a
it's the
good
show.
thing.
It's the point.
Well, I always, every year I feel like I always buy something. Like one year I bought a pair of crispy boots. Like I always have one like thing on my radar. I'm like, I'm getting at the show.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
So
at least one.
I don't know what it's going to be this year. So, but yeah, so that's the Washington show, guys. So now let's talk about Portland.
Well, Portland's the big one, and it's the second largest sportsman show in the country. It's the largest, retail consumer show in the sportsman show category in the nation. It's a special event. There's no doubt about it. And this year, last year was amazing. I thought it was the best sportsman show I'd ever been to, bar none. There's just so much going on, and this year there's even more. We've got Steve Ranella, who will be there on Thursday from 2 to 4 from Meat Eater. We have Randy Newberg back for 4 days with his seminar series, and we're looking forward to having Randy back. And one of the nice things about having Randy there is he stays at the show, super approachable. You can talk to him one-on-one. He's not only an expert hunter, but he's also involved in a whole lot of other things. And he's been really
he advocates
involved.
a lot for hunters.
He's been back in Washington, D.C. and in several states, and he's had an impact. Really good guy. Again, the seminar series there is even bigger in Portland than it is in Washington. Then we've got, the promotion Fistful of Corkies. We have Brett Stoffel, who's a survival expert. He's also in Washington. And the list just goes on and on. I mean, you take a look at all the evening events. We have you guys on Thursday night. And I got to tell you, when I talked to Marlon about this a couple of years ago and asked him as a favor if he could go Thursday night, and he understands, the balance of everything that we have going on. Super workable, pleasure to work with, and it's been a great relationship.
I've really enjoyed it.
It's been good going both ways. And Friday night we have Born and Raised Outdoors doing their hunting thing. We have Loophole with their movie.
Born and
night.
Raised premiering a movie?
They are. It's called Kodiak.
Cool.
And it's they go up, I think, somewhere in the north by Brooks Range, and I don't think they're on Kodiak Island, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't got all the fine details, but it's a DIY hunt. So that's always a fun event. And then Loophole does their thing on Saturday night, which is always a cool thing. That one goes to benefit RMEF, and both Randy Newberg and a guy named Fred Eichler, he's a very well-known hunter. He's got a TV show, bow hunter, and he's just, I guess, super funny. They're going to be emceeing that event. But then we have, for the very first time, I'm really excited about it, is Friday afternoon from 2 to 4, we have Ladies' Day Out. That's a ladies-only event. It's free. You have to go to the website to register so we know how many folks are coming. But we have seating for about 650. Candy Yao is going to MC that. She's runs hunting camps. But there's going to be a number of high-profile ladies that hunt as well as fish. Badash, Ashley is going to be part of it. Lacey DeWert is going to be part of that, as is Brianna Bree. So it's a first ever event. We're kind of out in front on this nationally. None of the other big shows are doing this. And I've been working on that one for about 3 years. And I was very pleased that Candy said yes and put it together. So a lot going on in Portland, and not the least of which is there's 325,000 square feet of display space, and it's all filled up.
So there's a lot of booths. There's a lot of things to check out.
There's almost 900 exhibitors this year, and it's going to be an amazing show. So if you've been thinking about buying a fishing rod, you've been looking for ammo, you're in the market for firearms, apparel, boats, whatever that's related to hunting and fishing, you'll probably find it there, and you'll get a deal on it.
Yeah, there's usually, like I was saying, I always pick a couple things I'm going to buy there because there's always just great deals at the sports shows.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I just came out of an RV show last week, and I can tell you the deals on RVs, they're deep. So if somebody squawks about the price of admission, but they're saving $10,000 on an RV because it's a show special, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what? Anything else? Anything else at Portland that you want to talk about?
It's all on the website. There's a lot there. It's really a celebration of hunting and fishing. But after attending these for so many years, and I think another kind of pro tip is take advantage of all the talent that's there. I mean, you can go through take your time and go through the show, but you have folks like Cameron and Jordan and Marlon, times 100 that are going to be at the show that you can tap and talk to one-on-one about things you want to know about. Whether it was me talking to Bob Toman, God rest his soul, the kayak sale. I missed that. Huge kayak sale. It's the biggest fishing kayak sale in the country that will be at the show. That's through Next Adventure. I'm seeing this as it's coming up, and it's all coming back to me now. But I asked him about rain gear. He's out there in guides in Alaska all year round. What did he want? He liked for rain gear, and he told me, and I learned a lot. And it was it's things like that questions that you want to answer, whether it's cures, whether it's what your preferences for gear, whatever, or places that you like to go. They're there to talk to. Tap them. Use it as an opportunity. It only comes 5 days a year, and it's a real opportunity to to help yourself.
Cool. I saw a couple questions. So, the best snack at the Washington show is by far the scones. I talked about that already on the podcast.
Your wife chimed in there when she said the scones. And I'm like, oh yeah.
By far the best snack at the Washington show. What's the best snack at the Portland show? I can't even really recall. That is one thing that I've always been a little Portland just doesn't.
Corn dogs.
I was gonna say the corn dogs are good, but you gotta limit yourself.
Oh, they did.
They didn't have them last year. They gonna have them this year?
Well, actually, it's Hills Meat Company is there, and Hills Meat has its own booth, and they're locally made sausages, and they're awesome.
Sweet.
They're really good. They're in the D building, and they've got a big area. And I mean, if I was gonna have one thing at the Portland show, that would be it. Now, if we were talking Central Oregon, that's the food there. I would drive to this one restaurant from Tualatin for lunch at this one Mexican restaurant that's right by the fairgrounds.
Because it's that good.
Oh my God, it's so good.
We better make sure
You're taking me to dinner there, Marlon. Damn it.
Yeah, we better.
Just kidding.
Last year I go walking in and it's I see the group from Loophole there. I go, oh, you guys found this, huh? And they go, found it. We eat here every night. I go, me too. I mean, in the show office, they're all laughing because they're like, well, where's Trey going? Well, nobody even has to ask. I'm going there.
I'm going to the Mexican restaurant.
And at the show, there's a guy that has these huckleberry smoothies, and they are like the best. It's I start my day out with a huckleberry smoothie, and then the Mexican restaurant after that.
The huckleberry smoothie. I'm looking forward to that too.
Oh, you gotta try it. It's phenomenal.
Is anyone selling ammo at the show this year? Remember last year there was a big ammo sale?
I believe Biomart's going to have another ammo sale, and we also have Grizzly ammo in Portland. So, and we might even have more than that, but those for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, guys, that's all we got, I think, for the shows. We're excited. Hopefully you guys are all going to be there. What's the dates again? Just rattle off the dates really quickly.
Well, so for Central Oregon, that one escapes me. But Portland is February 14th to the 18th. And the Washington show is January 31st to February 4th.
Yep.
And Central Oregon.
It's like March something.
Yeah, here's Central Oregon.
March 7th through the 10th.
Yep. And you guys are at all three of them. And I really appreciate you coming out to Central Oregon because they we have a much bigger. It's good for folks in Central Oregon to know this. We have a much bigger venue for them. We spent the year trying to put this together, and we finally got it done early. And so we're excited to have you guys out for that to premiere Steelhead Alley.
Yeah, I like to go to that venue too, just because it's not an area we get to very often, and we know we have a lot of fans down there, so it's a good
Good time for sure.
Yeah, that first year you were in the tent, I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah.
The windstorm.
Yeah, but they loved it. I mean, the town came out and they were excited to see it.
It was cool.
Yeah.
And that was just seminars. We didn't even premiere a movie or anything.
No.
Busy.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, I'm looking forward to the shows. I hope everybody comes out and joins us. You won't be disappointed. It's a great way to kick off the year. There's a lot of great things to look forward to this year. Oh, by the way, let me just mention one quick thing for both of the Oregon shows, Central Oregon and Portland. We've got ODFW coming to the show to do seminars, and it's taken, I think, about 3 years to put this together. But I wanted a biologist to talk about Cascade trout and where the abundance is. So you're going to have a biologist that's not going to tell you how to catch them, but they're going to tell you where all the fish are in the high Cascades. And then we have another biologist coming for each of the two shows. And
I know there's some secret little ice fishing lakes up there that a lot of people don't talk about.
Well, they know where the numbers are, and so it's an opportunity for folks to maybe plan their vacations. And on the hunting side, we have a biologist coming to talk about where the best hunting opportunity is in the state, where the populations are. So if you're interested in either one of those, those are must attend, because that will definitely cut down your learning curve time. They're not there to tell you how to do it, but they're going to tell you what the populations are and where the best opportunities are.
Yeah.
And we've worked really hard to bring that to both of those shows. So I hope folks take advantage of it.
Sweet. Well, awesome, Trey. We appreciate you coming in tonight. Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Getting it all lined up for next week. You brought up like 20 different things. I'm like, okay, yep, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to talk about that. Gonna have to do that. Gonna have to check that out. It's like, damn, it's gonna be busy.
Bring your wallet.
It's going to be fun.
Bring your wallet, he says. Bring your wallet.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trey.
Let's let Jason come in here, and then we'll talk some high water steelheading.
Super stoked. How many of you guys out there, let us know if you're going to Portland. Let us know if you're going to Central Oregon. Let us know if you're going to Puyallup, the Washington show. Just say what show you guys are going to. We got over 400 of you guys in here between YouTube and Facebook. Let's see it. If I could see my new comments, there we go. Puyallup, PDX. Whoa. It's going to be wall-to-wall with people. Yeah, so it does get a little busy in there, but hey, it makes it fun. Are you going to the show at all?
I think I'm gonna go up to the Washington show for the Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Just the Saturday. And
Lucky
then
you.
Wednesday, or not Wednesday, but
Holy crap. P-Town, Central Oregon, Puyallup.
the Portland show, I'll be there pretty much every day, except Saturday. Saturday I won't be there. I'll be there at night, but I won't be there during the day because your boy's gonna go steelhead fishing.
Portland for the oxygen. I think I know about that oxygen, Eva. It's usually sitting right behind my booth in a curtain. Yeah, there's a lot of fun, like, shenanigans, too.
Oh, it's always fun.
You should be there the whole week. I think you should have to be there the whole week with us.
I'm gonna suffer the whole week at Portland with you guys.
Oh, you poor man.
Mm-hmm.
Poor man. Like I said, I
getting out of
always
it 2
get in.
days.
I always be the grumpy, like, oh, I don't want it. And then, like, you go there, and, like, the first day, it's like the first hour, you start talking to people, and you're just like, okay, here we go. And then the week flies by.
Yes.
It's like you get all done, set up. Tuesday's a panic to set up. You're finishing everything Wednesday morning, and people roll in, and then it is a flippin' blur.
Yeah, it's
until Sunday afternoon.
definitely blends together.
Absolute blur. What are you doing?
Hey, guy.
Wait, why are you in here?
Oh, I'm just grabbing that extra mic that
Oh.
I had.
What are you doing, bud?
Right there, guy.
You know, that way when you say things,
I'm a VIP for the Puyallup. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be. Dude, I mean, people think that it's like
Jeremy.
just a preview, like or a movie premiere, but we're actually going to have. It is going to be a bash /
Mega bash.
movie premiere, mega super movie bash.
Mega bash.
So all the shenanigans of a bash with a really cool movie should be pretty fun. Yeah.
Way bigger prizes and stuff. Like they always. Have you ever been to a normal bash? The giveaways and stuff.
I mean, we are giving away. It is the start of giving away a freaking like $10,000 Clacker Craft drift boat too. So there's that as well.
The
All right.
randomizer is picking me on that. Just
The randomizer is
FYI.
picking Clint
Yeah.
on that, he says.
He'll pick me also too.
The ticket says Clunt. I'm just going to throw it right in the trash when we draw it. Yeah. All right, well, we got 400 of you guys in here because I'm sure you guys all want to talk a little bit about high water steelhead. And we want to talk just kind of like the tactics and the stuff that we're going to change kind of throughout all these things. But people have a lot of questions like the type of water you fish, where should you fish, what kind of baits, what should be like kind of the strategy. So if you guys have any questions right out the gate, I know some of you guys came in right quick with some of the questions. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep. And Clint actually was separating some of them, so I love those. We're not going to answer that green one. And then we will answer that bottom one. So we got all those. Oh, we do have a super chat. I'm new to fish. Can I use spinner spoons for salt water? Stinky water? Absolutely. I don't do it much. I've thrown some spinners off the jetties before.
Right.
What about you?
Nope.
No. I know there's a lot of guys like in the Puget Sound area and stuff. There are places people are really effective with spinners and spoons off in saltwater. Like that to me is not. And saltwater fish are so much more aggressive.
Definitely imaginable. I mean,
when it comes to
big
salmon and
flashy thing
steelhead,
rolling through the water.
right?
Yeah.
Like they'll eat in the saltwater. They're jerks in freshwater.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to a real fish like a bass that wants to kill everything. Steelhead are like, I don't feel like eating it today.
If I decide to.
Salmon's like, nope, I'm more interested in going up here and spawning. Gosh. Hey, priorities, man.
I
You
gotta
get it.
do my
You get it.
thing.
Saltwater's a great place to throw spinners and spoons. Yep. What days are we going to be at Central Oregon? We're going to be there on Saturday, March 9th. That is the movie premiere. Dirty Water Tech Tip. William, you got one? We got a few of them for you. We get treated by you guys. Never enough thanks, boys. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Cheers.
Never been. I'm stoked, said Sam Muth. Yeah, it is. It's pretty wild, Sam. Which one are you going to? Cam needs a bass jersey. I've won like 3 of them, Todd, believe it or not, over the last couple of years. I will never. Actually, I am going to wear them.
You guys
we have an
will
episode.
see one.
We have an episode that is going to be just
It's gonna be
absolutely killer. He's going to row me down the river. You notice how I said you're going to row me down the river?
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
I need someone else. I need someone to guide me to catch a dang fish. I can't catch one this year, I can tell you. But bass jersey's coming out. You'll see. It'll be epic.
It'll be a really cool episode.
I slam in the salt and spinners and spoons out of my kayak, says Mike Deegan. There you go. Absolutely.
There it is.
Throw a little tip out there. Help our new to fishing guy out there. I'm ready for the movie, says Meredith. The kids can't wait, says Ben. I can't wait to see Gracie Fish Killer. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully she is watching and not that. All right. Let's get into it. Did we have a prize pack or anything we were gonna give away real quick? Marlon, real quick, we had one question for you. Guy bought his ticket for his daughter. Daughter can't go. Okay, he wants to make sure the ticket is not wasted. What do they want to do? We're just going to get that out of the way.
Ideally, I'd have him just email us and we'll refund it.
Okay, so if you're still on here, Travis T, if you would just email us at orders@addicted.fishing, and we'd rather just refund it and take care of it that way.
Then it'll just go back into
It'll go back into inventory, and then it'll give somebody else the opportunity. We understand like people get sick and stuff like that. So we've even had people come by the booth. I'm telling you, if you're thinking about going to the movie, there is no guarantee. There's no promises. We will have those tickets available at the booth. Sometimes people come in and are like, oh, my kid was sick, or I couldn't make it. Here's an extra ticket. But it's like, you count them on like one hand kind of thing. If you're wanting to go and you're thinking about going, just buy the damn ticket.
And the reality is it's $15.
Buy the dang ticket.
The reality is it's $15 to get a bunch of free stuff, free food, free
yeah.
pizza,
It is. I told
entry
you-
to
Yeah, you
get
got
a
it.
Free
drift
food,
boat.
free pizza. It's a bash and a movie. It's like all the things.
And I can tell you
and
that-
a $10,000 Clack Craft drift boat.
And our sponsors this year went all
Yeah, our
out
sponsors
and sent
always
us
go hard.
insane amounts of gear to
Okay.
give out. So it's gonna be fun.
Cameron, what time will you be at the booth at the Sportsman Show? Dale, I will be there most of the time, except for on a couple days I got seminars there.
Well, are you
We'll
coming
talk
to
about
Washington
Portland
the
later.
whole time? What's your plan?
I was planning on it Wednesday through Sunday at the very least.
Sweet.
Yes, I will be there.
Mike asked me about Tuesday.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. We have Cliff now.
I called Cody yesterday.
We have Cliff.
Okay.
So right now, if you can guide and you have people to fish, I would fish if I was you.
Okay, because I called
we
Cody.
can use you. Obviously, it would help.
I
But
called-
it's not one of those things where we
Let's
need
just see
you.
it all shakes out. It's high water right now. Fishing sucks, all that crap. But I'm
Yeah.
trying.
I mean, I'd love to have you.
I'm putting
Love to
so
have
many
any of you
people
guys.
off
It's just
right
if you
now
can't
because
come,
fishing's
don't come.
junk. To where we can get some rafting in. You know.
Very, very small.
We need to get our
possibility of
power
that.
drifter so I can go rip it.
Yeah. Need to get that thing.
Hatsu. All right, let's talk, guys.
I'm telling
So,
him I want a Honda on there.
cool. All right, guys. So I got a little synopsis. Yes, I will call you Jim after this is all said and done. So let's talk about right now. Did we have a giveaway?
Whoa.
Besides Marlon throwing
that
crap?
was coming in
Did we have
hot.
a giveaway? Did we give our giveaway away?
We're gonna give some away right here.
We're working on it.
Okay, I was saying before we did, I want. Wish I could be there ripping. Tuesday we'll fish. Yeah, great, Spencer. Tuesday we'll fish, and then like Tuesday night it'll all blow out again. I don't think they know what's going on with the weather, but all I can say is that you look at the damn weather, the next like 15 days out, and it is like rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
come on.
Tag and obsession. Oh yeah, we got to see that actually in play yesterday in the boat. It was pretty funny. Oh, you missed it. You weren't
sorts.
here, Marlon. You missed it. Can't talk about it. No. It's all good.
Jason loves like 2-foot tag ends.
Yeah, that's how big Dave is too.
I know. It's like
Pop
oh.
off goes through and cuts all Dave's tags.
Yeah. Well,
I'll just
Dave.
go fishing with Nick and he'll just take care of all my tag ends. for me.
Tag ends for a day. Oh God, people are going nuts on it. All right, what do we got for a giveaway here? Because we're gonna first talk about the dropping versus rising rivers, and actually there is a time, believe it or not, you actually want to fish rising rivers. I'm gonna say it. I said it. I'm gonna mean it too. I'm gonna give you guys a couple examples. Some of my best days are on rising rivers.
One time with you.
I know. It is. There's definitely, but there's a couple. There's a couple. Yeah, right. Yeah. There's a couple things that need to line up because I know when people see these warm rain stars. Yeah.
Oh, look at Becky Rose is here, guys.
Oh, Becky.
Let's all say hi to Becky Rose.
Let's all say bye to Becky.
Because that's not a scammer.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty legit.
Going through all the people.
Oh man, I'd like to be friends with you too. Uh-oh.
If you fall for that,
I didn't do it.
If you're one of those people that fall for that, I feel so bad.
Hi, Becky. Hi, Becky.
Luigi's Guide Service in the building.
Anyways,
I'm gonna have a
guys,
bunch of
first,
asterisks
see, this
under
is
my
why I
grill
wanted to
guide
do the
service
giveaway
name.
because I wanted to
What
start
you
talking.
need to do
I knew this.
is
I wanted.
literally-
Okay.
Next year you should be Luigi for Halloween. It would be so great. It would be
Dear
so
God.
funny. You should come in here. We'll do a Halloween.
There
special
is
live
some, but
feed.
I'm gonna just say it.
I'll
Like
dress up as Mario.
I was gonna say, you have the
Okay.
stature
I'll
because
do
he's
it
a
then.
little taller, and like it would actually
I'll
be
do
quite
it then.
quite funny.
Sorry, Cam. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to.
See, I
had
knew
to
that,
get
and
on
that's
the-
why I
we had
wanted to
get on
do the
Luigi.
giveaway before we started talking high water steelhead because I hopefully perked some people's ears up when they're like, "Wait, you fish a rising river? Pfft, that's dumb."
Not always.
That's not always.
Not always.
Anyways, what's the giveaway, Marlon? Are you getting rid of Becky?
We're gonna give.
Don't give her
some-
Becky's entertainment.
We're gonna give away some spin glows because we're talking high water steelhead, and I think we're
Yep.
gonna do a little bit of plunking tonight. And I've been telling Colt actually, Jason, the last few years, especially some of the times when it's been like later in the year and we know there's lots of steelhead moving through, but the conditions are unfishable. I'm like, dude, why do we not go run lions?
It's
Like
true,
it
man.
works so good for summer steelhead. Why would it not work just as equally good for winters? You think it would?
Yes.
Especially on a high water event where those fish are
there's-
So
Less,
we catch them.
right,
We catch them
exactly.
close to. See, this is part of the discussion. Damn it! But we're gonna jump.
wait,
No.
let's do it. We gotta give.
Okay, give away that.
We got.
I literally have
a
some.
and we're gonna give away a sweatshirt from Stevens Marine, guys. We got one of Stevens Marine logoed sweatshirts. It's a size large, so if you win and you're not a size large, give it to someone who is.
It's a nice sweatshirt.
It's a nice sweatshirt.
Nice sweatshirt, darn it.
Shout out to Stevens Marine for sending us a few of these. We're gonna give one away. So we got a Stevens Marine hoodie and a couple packs of spin glows.
Evan, good job.
Are we just picking a winner right out the gate?
I don't know.
No
But,
question.
yeah, people have been calling me.
Did you
I did ask the question when you went.
How many
No,
was
Trey.
there? Lots.
I just said, hey, what show are you guys going to? And people were just firing Portland,
Yeah.
Puyallup, Redmond, just going nuts. So we already asked the question.
You.
Do it, Clint. I'd say do it.
Yeah, just randomly. People
Freaking
have been
do it.
commenting.
If you're commenting in the live feed, you're.
Just not Becky.
Yeah, watch me back.
Dude, if
Becky,
she
you
wins-
won.
If she wins, we're redrawn.
High water fish.
Joking on
It
air.
is Michael
Miller.
Miller Jr. Michael Miller
High water
Jr.,
fishing.
You won a Steelhead Marine hoodie and a couple bats, a couple packs of Yakima
Couple backs?
Spinglows in
Couple
my
backs?
ultimate favorite color.
Ultimate.
Shoot us an email to order.
Ultimate.
Make sure you include your name, your address. Let us know you won the Spinglows and the hoodie, and we'll get it out to you.
Yeah. Anyways, high rising river. Avoid or go fishing. What's the story?
Situational.
What are you guys out there? Would you guys fish a rising river? Anybody fish a rising river out there? There's over 400 of you watching right now. Someone's got to have an opinion. Be like, hey, just say, I don't know. Whatever. Becky is so pissed. She turned into Karen. Okay.
We're going to give away the tickets. The next giveaway, guys, we're going to give away 2 sets of tickets to the show.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. Is
give away
Higginbotham
one
going to
to
be
Morgan,
dressed
one
like
to
Jordan
Joel.
at the show? I don't know, but I hear there's some other dress-up shenanigans, which I didn't tell you about yet, that are going to go down at the show that you need to know. But I don't want to. I don't want to be the one that gives it away. Anyways, would you fish a high rising river? Anybody?
So the interesting thing is normally when you had asked me that question like 10 years ago, I would have told you no every single time.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've gotten more and more into steelhead fishing and learned more, again, just like Jason said, I think there absolutely are scenarios you should fish a rising river, but it's very situational.
Very.
One example is when me and you fished, and what we had was extremely low cold conditions for weeks on end. I'm talking 9 degrees, 8 degrees, 7 degrees, which is typical in the Northwest. And then all of a sudden, it came up to like 38 degrees and started raining, and it never stopped raining. But the thing is we started our day as it started raining. So the river was rising like as we started fishing it, and it was rising on us all day. But those fish, dude, they heated up.
Yeah.
Their body temperature heated up, and they got a little bit of sniff of that rain, and they started moving, and they were chewing.
They lie. So what's going on there, guys, is these fish, the rivers get cold, they get lethargic, and they definitely like to hold up. They hold in the lower ends of the river. We were floating out to the mouth of that river too, so we kind of put ourselves in a position where we were poised to honestly like really catch them. We've seen this on some of the rivers that we raft too.
With Mike Z.
We're fishing with Mike Z, but there's other times on. There's just this setup, guys, where we just had it, and you guys had a hell of a day a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
A week ago. I don't know. It's all blurry. Where locked up, cold temperatures. Some fish are moving in. Maybe a few fish are trickling in a day just because they're poking in, but you're not seeing like the run of fish. Temperatures in the 20s. The lows. Things are cold, frigid. Warms up. Warm rain starts falling in the river. It's not blowing out, but it's definitely on the rise. I remember when Marlon and I did this particular time, we started floating the river. And don't you guys, from the start of that morning, once you could almost feel like as it rained, it got warmer. It was one of those big southerly storms.
Yeah.
We started catching fish. So we caught like 30 fish. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Going down, we go out, and by the time we left the bottom of the river, visibility was like maybe 2 to 3 foot. It was like 10 feet to start.
Yeah.
So we were there during that 6, 7, 8 hour window where it was just perfect. When we shuttled up to go get the vehicle up at the top, I bet the water had come up 6, 7 feet, and visibility was about a half an inch.
It was the
It's
most.
crazy how fast that
It was
works
crazy.
So, but the
cool
river
thing-
was rising the whole time.
Yep.
People, a lot of people like to say, and I'm going to say this too for salmon. People will say that even on like dam-controlled rivers with rising water, I'm not talking rising waters where you already have very turbid conditions and you already have particulate in the water. We're going to get to that in a minute. But even on I'm just going to say one of my local rivers, dam-controlled, very clean. Some of the best Chinook bites I have witnessed over my years is when you have stagnant fish that have just been hanging out for 3 or 4 days. The dam cranks the water, jacks it up 6, 7, 8,000 CFS, starts flowing, debris coming, fish starts moving, and they start biting every plug that gets in their way. Those fish want to move. There's just times where the rising river. Now, if you're one of those guys that you have to fish, what's the ideal temp range to fish when water is rising? Jimmy, in this situation, Go ahead.
I was gonna say it just depends on the time of year. This time of year, I want to see that 40 to 42 range. That's when I find the best success. Even warmer, obviously, but once it dips down below that 40 range this time of year, they really start to get a little finicky.
And sometimes you get that 40 range where that water's sitting, 36, 37, 38. And we watch this on some of the temperature and it'll even fluctuate during the day, like when it's really cold and you get the sunlight. We're gonna talk about that in a minute too. But you'll get temperature spikes that will move up like 4, 5, 6 degrees during the day if you watch your river graph days. And when those fish, you want it above 40, like you said, but I think just something that's increasing, that's getting those fish excited.
Yeah.
So I don't really have an exact temperature range, but I will say like that anything rising is firing them up, pulling them out of their slump, and they start to get bitey to a point.
Yes.
Because how much is too much? What's your visibility when you walk down to the river? So it's been cold, started raining last night, you get down to the river, visibility is what? Like where do you go look at it and be like, I'm not even trying?
If I'm gonna draw the line, I'd say probably in that foot to 18 inches mark. Anything below 2 foot of viz, it gets tough unless fish are actually moving through that zone. It gets tough. I don't know. What about you?
I'm with you on that. Sorry, I'm reading another question, Caleb, because
I keep starring those. We'll get don't get.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Clint. Thank you. Good producer.
When you see that?
I didn't realize that I thought you were moving your mouse there to address it right now. Got it. My bad. Thank you.
You get distracted and then
I am very 80. Yeah. Squirrel.
I think about a foot.
Yeah,
foot,
I'm like a
16
foot.
inches.
Exactly. I'm about a foot to 16 inches. But it kind of depends on which way it's going, because if it's getting dirtier, and what I talked about, like the particulate in the water, to me, I think that when you start seeing creeks and you start seeing tributaries pumping mud and pumping leaf debris and sand and silt, and you look in the water, and as you're looking at the water and you're trying to figure out the amount of visibility, and you see all that fine stuff swishing through, to me that's like the kiss of death. And usually you see that with stuff that's rising, but when it's starting to clear, sometimes you'll see foot to foot and a half water as it's been settled out for a little bit, where that particulate is not there.
Yeah.
And some of those times had
be
really
amazing.
good fishing. So a foot and a half of water of visibility can be different whether or not you have all the debris and that particulate in it.
I think you get that a lot with rising compared
Right,
to...
that's what, yeah, the creeks are pumping. Well, as the creeks start to shut off, because they're going to be the first things that are going to clear up,
Exactly.
and that water settles out in the main stems and the main parts of the tributaries, I really think that makes a difference. I've gone down to rivers and looked at them and like, nope. And I've gone down to rivers and be like, yeah, fish, it's really still the same foot and a half.
It's just a different foot and a half.
Different foot and a half, exactly.
Yeah. Different side of foot and a half.
Different side of foot and a half. What about color-wise? I mean, a foot and a half of viz, like in some of these glacial rivers where it's white. Marla and I have had amazing steelhead fishing in 9 inches of visibility, but it was like the glacial white versus, and we were fishing stuff like this. Pink worms are going to go through some of what you can do to adjust some of your techniques, but sometimes it's whether it's mud and whether it's green versus glacial can be completely different.
Yeah, and honestly, I haven't fished a ton of glacial fed rivers.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you guys are talking about.
I fished a couple glacial rivers where the visibility doesn't seem to matter.
Right. A foot of visibility max, and you're still catching them. But if you were to do that foot of visibility in that muddy terrain, that's when I throw the towel in.
Yeah, it's interesting. I noticed that because even Jordan, some of his favorite rivers are always kind of running dirty, and you can still get on there and smash them. But some of the rivers I love to fish, if they get dirty, good luck.
I think
you're not going to catch them.
I think some of that is the shadow that the presentation throws off in that color of water. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I'm just saying there's different degrees of a foot and a half of viz. Because there's times, for instance, if we go up and we fish in travel land stuff, you want it.
Yeah.
You
that's
want it a
what
foot and a
you
half of viz. Like, you don't want it 3-4 foot of viz. You don't want it 6 foot of viz. So just because you have degraded visibility in these high water spots, and as we get these rainstorms coming in, guys, there's going to be windows over the next 2 weeks, even with the debris, especially in the smaller tribs that clean up fast.
Yes.
The size of your tributary, the basin that it's drawing water into, or from, excuse me, is going to vary. And I guarantee you out there today, while some people sat at home and went, everything in the state's blown, I guarantee you some people went out there and cranked on them.
Somebody was out there cranking.
Somebody was out there cranking on them. So don't look at the whole, I would even willing to bet that it could rain 1.5 inches tomorrow and there'd still be some places to fish. You're going to have to find them. Might not be ideal, but if we get a half a day, you could see spots that are going to
Yep.
fish. Some need a day.
Some need a full day.
Some need a full day.
Some need a half a day.
Where are you fishing when the waters come up? Because one thing about waters coming up, fish move.
Fish definitely moved. I like to fish my soft insides. Love the soft insides. And when I say soft inside, I'm talking kind of right where the fish are going to be
When
moving.
you say soft inside, what are you talking about?
Fishing. Now you got me all screwed up. I'm gonna let you take this one. Where do you set up? What do you do?
I agree. The soft inside.
Soft
is where it's at.
insides.
I really like the soft inside. It's always been.
Is that where you put your worm?
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually a high water
Yeah.
steelhead video. Everyone, if you've out there and you've seen this video, everyone always laughs at me for this video because I'm clearly not expecting. It's the same scenario where I'm not expecting to hook a fish. The water's insanely high. The river's running at 2,700 CFS, and I'm up there
I know this one.
explaining this is where you want to fish on this soft inside, and I'm talking about how the current's ripping out there, and you want to fish on this inside, and I cast in, and my bar it just drains, and the look on my face is like,
What?
I actually
I do know what I'm talking about. Bink.
But that's so true. I feel like when that water, I feel like in some rivers, I actually like it insanely high sometimes because it'll just push all those fish
Pushes
right into where you
everything.
can get them. You know what I mean?
Pushes them
Cam
all.
knows that more often than not. There's a lot of rivers like
Yeah.
that where it's actually better to fish when it's extremely high. Because if you have these big rivers, and you, oh my gosh, why does it keep doing that?
Just double check. Someone just commented.
Dirty mind obsession. God,
It was on,
this is never going anywhere.
mic check more.
Oh, goodness.
Good. Maybe
we
they
were
didn't-
talking about
Maybe
fishing.
they didn't hear the soft inside because my mic wasn't working. But
Good.
regardless, I
Good.
feel like on a lot of high rivers, or a lot of bigger rivers, where sometimes if you don't have that high water, those fish are just so spread out.
They can be anywhere.
They can be hard to find or catch.
If you go to a river where it is perfect conditions and you can have fish laying from bank to bank, or would you rather fish a river where it's high, knowing that 90% of the water is not, they may move through it. Like I said, fish move on high water, but in the spots you're going to catch them, they need to slow down for a bit, they need to hold. What would you rather fish, right? And for me, on some of these small rivers that we're floating and rafting, there'll be times where we're going to row down and we're going to fish miles to get to one seam where it's nope, don't bother. Okay, this one.
This is where
This is where they're going to hold, and then all the fish are there. For that 2 mile section.
Yep.
And then you're going to row. You're going to go to the next spot. What I'm saying is you're really getting choosy on. You're being particular on where you
spots
want
you
to
want.
fish.
Yeah.
Where you're going to concentrate. You're trying to concentrate where 90% of the fish are going to be, versus when the river is perfect, the fish are everywhere.
Yeah.
On one of my local rivers that I love to fish all the time, there's a guy that I just really respect. I know he's a super good steelhead angler. And every time the river gets high, I always see him in the same spot.
Yep.
And he's always parked in this one spot, and he's always fishing it, and he will sit there for hours and fish one spot because those fish are just, he
gotta go through
knows
there.
this seam, he must know where they go through, and they're just ripping right through there, and he knows how to get them.
So we always talk about too, that brings up a good point for this, in these high water spots, when fish are moving, you don't have to move. Fish are going to be coming to you. When the water is low and the fish aren't moving, you need to go to these spots, fish your presentations, and then you need to be moving. You don't want to be the guy posted up in gin clear water at noon on a sunny winter day when fish are not going to be moving through the riffles, not going to be covering ground, and sitting there and just blasting the same pocket all day. So again, when fish are moving, you don't have to. When fish aren't moving, you have to.
Yes.
So what's that lend really well to? Plunking.
Yep.
Plunking.
So the old saying that I used to always go by, and I see his comment down here below, is like and do you guys use this as when the river's high, fish high, when the river's low, fish low? Is that a good kind of baseline to start at? Now, granted, that's not going to be applicable and it's not going to make sense in every single scenario, right? But if you're just looking for a general piece of advice, when the river's high, fish high, when the river's low, fish low.
I try to, if the river's just getting high, like, so if we're in that time where you have the cold water and then all of a sudden things are getting really, really warm right then and there, and all the fish might have stacked up in the lower river, like that first initial rise, you can probably be low in the river, like, because all those fish were down low, they weren't moving up, you can be there. But for the most part now, especially in the situation where we have ample rain
The fish
over the
have
last
been
week.
moving.
So where are they going? Are they going to a spawning ground? Are they wild fish that are going to like some natal tributaries up high? Or are they going to a hatchery? And chances are, wherever they're going, if they're going to those hatcheries, during these rainy periods, generally they see their steelhead, like some of these hatcheries will see their steelhead take in like a day. Like
What's up,
the
Craig?
rain floods, they crank the gate open, the fish pour in, they're like, oh, we got too many. Boop, close it down. You know what I mean? So like, when they close that gate, where are all the other fish going? They're not going anywhere else. They're hanging around there. So
Finding
in
the
high
zone.
water, if you have high water periods of time that are like during like when the run is supposed to be there, fishing like where they're going or where they're going to end up is a good idea, especially if it's been high for a long time.
What are you talking
Wink,
about, Ryan
wink.
Kellogg? I'm doing just fine, bud. Doing just fine.
He can probably use a boot. He's been just trash talking the whole time.
Marlon
Let's
is
let him
dra-
trash. Let's let
Marlon-
him trash. Let's let him trash talk because I like.
But I do appreciate
I
it.
like destroying people like that. Is this
It's
his
we're
real
drowning
name?
in business because it's getting
$10
Is Ryan Kellogg his real name? Probably not. He's probably hiding behind a keyboard. He's probably hiding behind. Yeah, Ryan does probably love Becky.
loves Becky. Hey, thanks for the views though and the comments, because the more comments you do, YouTube pushes us out even more.
Push it.
Yeah. Anyways, good stuff.
I don't know if I wanna
drowning
do it, John.
drowning
I'd
in
rather
business.
destroy
Your
it.
business is drowning in business. Think about that. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're right. It's getting way too much to handle. It's like 25 employees now, and oh yeah, it's
About ready to quit my job.
yeah, about ready to quit your job, do full-time addicted. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. So yeah, being a contributing to the addiction.
He's in
Yeah, we
Bobby's
love it.
basement.
Yeah.
He's sitting in Bobby's basement right now. Yeah, he is, Derek. Hey, Derek, me and Lucas Holmgren were just talking about you today, talking about coming down and fishing with you. So you should hit me up, dude, and we should plan something. It'd be fun to get down and do some fishing. And you asked me if I was energy drink free. No, I relapsed. I'm sorry.
Marlon, bad Marlon.
Dude,
I
it's hard to
definitely
run.
relapsed on the old Red Bull.
Hard to kick the Red Bull.
Another time.
Oh, Ryan doesn't want to play anymore now that everyone started attacking him. Oh,
Wait, go
poor
down and
guy.
go, Craig. You need to take Friday off. Scroll down real quick. Craig Robin said something about Sunday. I'm calling you. Yeah. Okay, good. But anyways, moving on.
It wasn't productive, or was?
It was productive. It was productive. Good. Yes, it can be very much productive right now. Red Bull is life.
It's bad. It's so bad. For you.
Another time, guys. When you're fishing high and you're going after some of these steelhead that are going in the creeks, and you get times where the whole river is going to be blown out. Like, where are some of those like little juicy green water creeks? What are they doing? Like, and how much of a difference? Basically, what I'm trying to get these guys to talk because they're not here.
Me?
Yeah, like
I've
how
been
many
talking the whole
times?
time. I just get distracted with
I
the
know.
comments. It was
fun though.
I had to rage a little bit there for a second, just because why not?
Creeks that are flowing into
let's talk
muddy
about creeks.
rivers.
Feeder creeks.
Feeder creeks. Thank you. I was trying to think of that name. I was like, what the heck is it? I'm really tired and kind of grinding.
Old feeder creeks.
Feeder creeks, where you'll have times where the river is only 6 inch of visibility, but some little creek or some other little tributary is making a 200-yard slick where the visibility is 1.5 feet.
And it's
I have
perfect.
a particular creek in my head.
I know you do.
Dude, it was like every time the river would be at like 3,000, I'd be like, I'm going to that creek because I knew I could get them on that creek every time.
Again, concentrating catchable fish from the 90% of the area that you're not going to catch them in, and the fish are going to be blasting and trying to move through and do their thing, to the spots where they're going to sit. So another thing to look at is feeder creeks. If we've had a lot of long periods of rain, having that thing kind of settle down. In fact, a couple days ago fishing, we tried to float a river when it was muddy, but it was really muddy, and when we got there in the morning, the creeks were pouring mud, and by the end of the second half of the day, the creeks were like green. We're like, ooh, it might kind of tone it up. And every time we passed those green creeks, we were like in there trying to fish, because those are going to be the spots. Those are going to be the spots that you're going to want to fish.
Did you catch any?
No, I did not catch it. Call out trout.
So your advice didn't work.
All I was saying is that's where I'd want to concentrate my time. That's where I'd want to concentrate my time.
Freaking mud.
I know. The mud sucks.
Okay, spinning rod or bait caster in high water? I feel like it can be either.
Spinning rod.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Whatever you're comfortable with. And it can be really, technique specific as well,
Agreed.
Yeah. And what we talked about too was this when did I oh no. This was we were talking about this on Outdoor GPS on Sunday. A lot of times people also associate and the reason why the spinning bait caster question kind of brought this up. A lot of times people will associate high water with fishing sliding floats, and we talk about that a lot. Like fishing the higher water, the pushier water, we'll use the sliding floats. But there are plenty of times where as the water gets higher, we're going to utilize those fixed floats just because we're going to be fishing so shallow at your feet or in a small little slick on the inside bank of river where you're fishing like rod tip length out into the water, fishing right here where you're treating that area as a small area. That's like the soft water and stuff. So don't go out to the high water. And the way we've kind of portrayed this over the years is like, okay, higher water, pushier water, fish the sliding float, a little more weight, you can add weight to it, it sticks in the water, there's some things there. But that's if you're fishing current. Even if the water's high, you're gonna find the places that don't have the current to fish the fixed floats in. Did I make any sense there? Please say that when I do.
Yes, 100%. Because most of the time when you're fishing those soft edges, they're not going to be super deep. They're not going to be very turbid. So you can get away with using that super light presentation and being able to utilize that small presentation in that small area. That way you're not casting, a full ounce of lead, doing what you're doing in that small area. Got that.
The other thing we talked about too is with the fixed float in higher, muddier water, and you're trying to pick apart the bank. Maybe you're not familiar with it. Maybe because the high water, it displaced you and you had to go. The fixed float and a 1/4 ounce jig head, because don't be afraid of fishing. Obviously and the question, I saw a question there, high water and lower vis equals bigger presentation. Absolutely. Go big,
100%.
use scent, be obnoxious, drift a
That's
spinning,
right there,
whatever it is.
Spencer. That's a really good comment that Spencer said as well. Break the big river up into smaller rivers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's someone that taught me way back in the day when I was fishing high rivers. That's like how I always approached it. When I looked at it, I said, okay, how can I envision this being like, where's the smaller rivers being formed by the big
Yeah,
rivers?
the water's high and muddy. It's not bank to bank. It's bank to 6 feet out.
Yep.
Fish that. That's a great way to sum that up, Spencer. The fixed float with a 1/4 ounce jig head with a worm, big, bright, obnoxious worm, will detect the bottom really well, especially when you don't have the visibility to see the bottom or kind of have a gauge on figuring out that depth. So if you're trying to pick your way along the bank, go to that creek mouth and visibility is like 2 foot there, it's 1 foot everywhere else, and you want to fish that in there, a lot easier to fish, actually, believe it or not, than the slide float, even though everything's high and muddy.
And in high water, muddier water, you can have longer tag ends.
Absolutely. And you can use the other thing, high water.
Don't matter.
Tag end, especially if you're using 20-pound tests. That's another thing, high water. I didn't put that on there.
Yep.
Bump
Don't
that stuff up a
bump
little
that
bit.
stuff up. If you're only gonna hook one fish,
Definitely.
I'm gonna
Dude,
cross
that's what-
his. I'm
in
gonna
that
cross his eyes.
Especially if that fish decides to go out into that heavy water.
Dude, I am still determined that it does. Your line diameter 20, 15, 12 does not freaking matter. When you're using fluorocarbon,
Situational.
Dude,
Situational.
in that last video I just filmed, I was using 17-pound fluorocarbon, and the river was crystal clear on a river that has barely any steelhead in it.
Yeah, see,
I think
Crystal clear.
I was just gonna say, I've seen them.
And I've used 20, I use 20 all the time. In every
Is it a
wild, mainly only river, yeah.
Okay, there's your answer right there. I think those fish are less.
Wild and hatchery fish are the same. They're both a
They
steelhead.
are the same. I don't disagree. I agree with Marlon.
They're
on
both
that.
a steelhead.
But
True.
I will say, like, even the last day we were filming in PA, we were sitting there before you got there, and we were sitting there and we're looking at the fish. We're looking at them. We're like, oh man, there goes one, there goes two, there goes three, and we're trying to fish. I was running 10 fluoro. Forget about it. Finally, Nolan's like, here's some 6. Same rig, to the T, split shot, shot pattern, bobber, and put the 6 on, and just, well, you saw.
It's all. I think it's all
Those are
about.
trout, though. You can't.
Those are, oh, yeah, that's right. Those, gosh, I don't think you'd get away at 17 pound there. I don't.
I'd love to do it.
We really should like just right.
Where we know fishing's really good, and someone use one, and someone use the other.
But I don't want fish. But see, that's the difference. I don't want fishing to be really good on that day. I want it to be like
It's the only way you're gonna
terrible
get it good.
conditions. No, I want terrible conditions. I want gin clear water. I want super pressured fish, and then I want you to run down 17, and then I want some guy to come behind you with like 8 and 10, and see. Because that's I think because when it's fishing's really good, they're blasting everything. It's target rich. I want it when it's tough, when you need that 1 or 2
Yeah,
bite.
but how are you gonna have the data point to
Exactly,
know
you
if
don't
that's
have the
what's
data
making
point.
it?
Fish behind him.
No,
Oh
you
my
don't.
God.
There's the only way you have the data point is if you fish a low, clear river where you're smashing fish. It's low, it's clear, and you're
You mean
catching
just like
fish.
what we were doing
And
in
if I
PA?
can catch as many fish as you on 17 as you can on 10.
We
then
should have
doesn't make a
tested it over
difference.
there. But I can tell you, I was fishing that 10 and I walked away and I saw them all fishing there and I went back.
No, the last
and
couple
I got
years,
Nolan
I've
and I'm
been-
like, hey dude, like, I'm like, do you have any 6? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, and I
Well,
was
you
using his
remember,
little
like,
bead.
I used to use nothing but 20.
Dude.
And then the last couple years, I've switched into going and using
You've
lighter
caught
leaders.
fish. You've caught fish with 20-pound leader in the most obscene gin clear low BS creeks, and I've just been like, but I do think there's a time and place where like fish get pressured, they're starting to see you, like versus
100%.
like fish that have been like they're not
Just
naive.
Don't think they can see fluorocarbon.
If fish are naive, they'll eat anything.
I
But
don't
they
think
can't
it's. I don't
see
think it's
it.
about the visual.
Like
of
it doesn't
It's
matter if
the-
this is 12 or 20, you still can't see
It's,
it.
What do you
it's
guys
the way,
think?
It's the
I
way
love- I
that
love
this
this.
is dragging this down the river.
I'm not talking about a bead.
anything.
A bead is
anything,
stupid.
Anything. Jig.
Yes, I love this.
That's the other thing. Like the other thing, like fishing a spinner or a bead, like fishing a worm. I think you have something that's big in that low clear water. Fish just focuses on it. It's like it's a more of a
I think
reaction
for a bead,
presentation.
it makes a big difference because it's your way your presentation.
And that's what
It's
I
way
was
it's fishing.
That-
And that's what I was talking about. That I mean, I tried to fish these stupid fish. They wouldn't play. I went back, got some 6-pound, walked back up there, and like before Nolan could follow me back up there, I'd caught like 3. It's just like,
All three of you disagree. This is great.
I wish I had like a little.
this is what you want.
I need a meme with like Marlin, like line diameter doesn't matter, change my mind.
and beads suck. Yeah,
Suck, change my mind.
beads suck. Yeah, it's. I guess that I mean, because I feel like a spoon, I can go fish with 6-pound and 20-pound, and it's never going to matter because a fish that's going to see a bright, shiny, obnoxious spoon is going to go blast it, and he's not going to care about the line.
I do,
I
Jimmy
don't
C. I do hate rain. I will fish in it. I fish in it a lot. But I would much rather prefer not fishing.
I
in the rain.
love the rain because generally when it's raining around here, it's warmer.
F
I hate the
rain.
cold.
F the rain.
Hate the cold.
I hate being wet.
Anyways,
Wet and cold, never a good combo.
let's talk about where. So one of the thing we realized this, and I wanted to bring up this story. You also got to be careful when you're fishing high water, guys, in the exact spots you're fishing and changing where you're fishing to whether the fish are moving or staying. And here's the prime example. And I'm not going to say where this is, and so don't say where this is, because I don't want to give anything away in the movie. But we all go fish this spot, and it's like the spot. It's the juice. It is like the spot of all spots. And you get down to this river, and it is like rolling tail out, boiling soft water, greasy slick, 6.5 foot deep, all the way back. I mean, it is like if you physically drew out a steelhead hole,
This would be it.
this would be it. And the river's been low and clear for months. We got some rain. We know they stock the living crap out of it. So there's, like 25 million fish in there. And we go to this spot and we sit there and we catch a couple fish right away. And then it goes quiet for like an hour. And then some fish like roll in the lower part of the hole. And then we catch like 4 or 5 more. And then nothing for like another hour. And we're just sitting there. Visibility was perfect. On the drop. It was high. and we're not catching them. Our guides at that time, don't want to say names, walk upriver, and they're like, they fish for like 20 minutes. They hook like 8. Get on the phone. Hey, you might want to come up here. We go walking up there, and it is very obvious what was going on. Once we got there, what was happening in the lower hole. Those fish were on such a move that beautiful piece of water that we had designed in our head, this pool with the tail, you don't understand how, I got a picture of it. It's a beautiful spot. Like, they were not holding it. And when they would shoot through, they were suspending. Remember, we were catching fish.
Jumping.
We were catching fish like suspended 4 feet down in like 10 feet of water and stuff. Like it was, and they were jumping and rolling. And while we were catching them, they were jumping, and then they would just be gone.
Yeah.
Well, then we moved upriver, and we found a little spot, about 3 foot deep. In the deepest little spot, there's a little bedrock ledge, and it channeled all those fish. That anything swimming up that rapid had to swim around this little bedrock ledge and just get presented to us like right here in like 4 feet of water. And you'll have to watch the movie to see what happens next. My point being is that if you are fishing in areas where fish are moving through and they're blowing through there and you're fishing holding water, what we would kind of perceive as a really good steelhead hole, like they should stack up and be there, and they're not stacking, you're not fishing.
There's
as far
a
as
reason
I'm
they're
concerned.
not there.
You want to fish those pinch points when they're moving. And I mean, I don't want to spoil the details, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like sometimes, even though you want to stay in the spot and you know those fish are going to move through, the spot that they were moving through, I don't think were giving us enough of a shot where those fish were just hitting the bottom of that tail out and then just going through. And keep in mind, this is a place where there's thousands of fish swimming by you. Okay? Because they stock them, because they're smart people and they want to have a good sport fishery. Thousands of damn fish moving through. And they're not, we're getting shots at them, but they're not like all moving through one spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like channelized, tunneled into one freaking spot. Get the net, David. You probably could have, once we moved upriver into this other spot where there was some bedrock, there's a ledge, a little rapid, kind of shoved them all, forced them to where every fish that swam by in the river was going to swim.
It was insane.
Through this like 5 foot by 3 foot deep spot. Every fish that swam through the river that day was swimming through there. Down in that lower picturesque, made up, beautiful steelhead hole, they had 40 feet across, 10 foot deep, and they could just shotgun through that thing wherever the heck they wanted to. Saved our day. Wish we would have found it earlier.
I know. We stayed down the river way too long.
We stayed downriver way because we were sitting, because we had it in our mind like they're going to come. The fish are going to show up through. We caught a couple, got exciting. Anyways, just something to kind of like think about that. Oh, rain over wind anytime. Yeah, Bill. Something to think about the type of spot.
Yeah, absolutely, Jimmy. In low water, you want to move around more for sure. You don't want to sit in one spot. Yes, they should be raid fishing. We should have them on the website, addicted.fishing.
Yes.
What other talking points you got, Cam?
Bait presentations and scent. Talk about scent and eggs. Eggums.
Major. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Problem is that was really, really, really deep down there, and up around the corner was just the death zone. And this wasn't even showing the pool.
Oh my
I don't know if I
gosh.
had a picture of the pool yet.
It was really good.
Oh, pen action?
Pin to win.
Talking about bait and scent in high water.
Use it if you can.
Yes. Anywhere.
That's
anytime.
what I always say. Like, if you
100%.
can use bait or scent in the river, if it's legal, you should be using it.
Definitely.
It just gives you that one. It just gives you that.
Did you do that real quick? Golly.
That's perfect.
There you go, Clint.
That's
That is epic. Please send that to me so I can just post that into the group. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a good one.
Oh, Nate,
yeah.
Nathaniel, we had a better day today than we did yesterday.
I feel like especially scent. Like scent
Scent,
is
oh gosh.
extremely underutilized.
Yep.
And it can really, I've seen it so many times, like change a day.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Scent works in high water and scent works in really cold lethargic water. I know we're not talking about that right now, but in high water, especially if you're plunking, if you can use bait, you can use scent. Slather them up, put them all, put as much as you can on there. Give something to where when that fish does get a small shot at a glimmer of something. Maybe he's caught wind of it. Maybe it's on the prowl. Maybe it smells good. Who knows what the hell they're thinking? Give yourself every opportunity to catch them.
Just helps yourself out.
Big globs of eggs, big prawns,
Dude,
big
like
coon shrimp.
Literally, like 15 years ago, I was fishing with a guide. I'll tell you who it is after this. First time I ever fished with this guy, and I just got invited. And we get to the river, and it is like brown. I'm like, I don't know
what are we doing
go
here
at this point. I'm like, I want to leave right now. And we side drift down this entire river in his drift boat, and I bet we hooked 8 or 9 fish, and he was using like ping pong ball size globs of eggs, and we were just side drifting down the river, and the fish could just smell it, and he was using such big presentations that they could see it, and even though they were moving, they were eating.
Yep.
We hooked 6 or 7. I don't remember. It was enough to where I thought to myself, like, man, I should rethink whether I should fish rivers
Like
that look like this
high
or
water.
not in the future. Because I remember looking at it and thinking, like, we should go home right now. Like, this is pointless to be here. And just that, using the bigger glob of eggs and having bait and having scent, it just changed our day completely.
Probably fishing a lot of those soft insides.
Yep. He was
soft
side drifting
edges.
down. He was just positioning us, and he would just get the drift boat, and then he'd be like, all right, cast on that seam, and I'm just going to float down. We were just side drifting down the entire river. It worked really good. It was pretty mind-blowing.
Do you think the wrong scent is worse than no scent?
That I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I don't know
I
what
will
is...
say I think
What would you consider the wrong scent?
Gasoline.
Well, that. But I mean, like, is there, like, for
You know,
example,
it's
take
really,
like a
like,
Procure lineup.
like so I
do
will.
some
Okay.
fish not eat squid, but they'll eat sand
Okay.
shrimp?
So this is like the game I played. This is the game I played with the black.
It's just like you,
with-
like, I don't like sushi, you like sushi.
This
Or
is-
steelhead the same way?
This is the game that I played with the black box on my other sled for kokanee fishing. Right? Because I'm gonna sidetrack. Just hear me out. People say, "Oh, the black box. You gotta have the right electricity for the kokanee to be by your boat, right?" So I would try to turn on a tough bite with that black box, and I'd sit there and adjust the levels, and then on my downrigger wires and stuff. Well, then I got to thinking one day, I'm like, it's a really good bite today, so I'm not adjusting that black box. I'm gonna try to turn them off. Like, I'm gonna crank this thing up to 10, and I'm gonna crank this thing to -10. Like, I'm gonna blow these sons of guns off my gear, out of the water, and see if it made a difference on a good day, right? So I think to answer your question, is there a scent? You gotta have the good, and needless to say that, microphone down. Needless to say that me changing that little black box in the back of my boat made no difference in nice, clear, freshwater kokanee, because there's like, we can talk about that later. But made no difference to where I took it off a few days later. But what I think to do is what you have to have a really good day of steelhead fishing, and then run through those scents and be like, all right, this is the one scent that
is
they're
what they
not going to
don't
eat,
want.
and then have your buddy behind you
Yeah.
whacking them.
Yep.
Like you got to have the good fishing to find the bad. But for the most part, steelhead are stupid. They're the dumbest freaking critters we fish for. They eat tell me a lure they have not eaten, please.
They're
not hard to,
K16 quickfish. Nope, they eat those too.
not hard to catch, they're hard to find.
What about
And
They eat a
sometimes
bead. They
they're
eat a bead.
I mean, when you have the right conditions, they can be tough to catch in certain scenarios, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like when we just floated the other day. That was a tough freaking day of
I'm trying to look on this
Yes.
wall to see if there's one thing a steelhead would not bite on this wall.
do you scent your tag ends?
the original snip.
That's not a lure. It doesn't have a hook
You
on it.
shut your mouth back there.
Anyways,
There's a video on our YouTube channel, guys.
do you scent your tag ends?
If you
Somebody
wanna-
actually commented
That's
that.
why it's
Yeah.
there, so you can add more scent to your stuff.
It holds
Steve
scent.
Lynch highly advises against not putting scent on your line because he said it adds like
The UV
What is
properties
UV?
that they put, the UV reflective properties, if it doesn't have UV, the UV reflective properties of the scent will show the line. And if he's 1000% right, especially when it comes to like clear water hover fishing for Chinook.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it does make a difference.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, if you guys want to see a video where scent made a huge difference, there's a video
Finally,
where
a reason
Jordan
for tag.
is fishing on a log jam, and you can clearly see that there's 20, 30 steelhead in this log jam, and he's running his setup through there,
Right.
and you can see the fish as his jig's going through there, literally going like this. They're like basically running away from his jig, and he pulls out some of our winter chrome blend, which who knows if it was winter chrome blend or it was just the fact that he was using scent. He puts it on his jig, puts that thing through there, the next cast, like 3 of those steelhead go for that jig.
They're
Fight
fighting
over, they
over
fight over it. They want the winter chrome blend, everybody.
Yeah. Could have been any scent. I feel like it was just,
Right.
he put something in there that
In
just
low,
made it
in
different.
low clear situations, that I think scent really makes a difference because it's like it's
Huge.
clear water. They see it coming down. Cool. They're cold, lethargic, not want to move around much. It's kind of
that
hanging out.
is-
Like,
Especially if they've been ran over a bunch.
Yeah.
They've been
Yeah.
fished on
Yeah.
a handful of days.
well, they're hiding in the
sitting
logs.
there.
They are.
Yeah.
Our winter chrome blend, William Cox, is amazing. Our steelhead blend is amazing. Also, just sand shrimp is awesome from Procure. And their squid scent. I use a lot of squid. If a lot of people don't know that squid is one of the steelhead's main diets when they're in the ocean, they eat a lot of squid when they're out there. So squid works really well, sand shrimp, winter chrome blend. A little secret about our winter chrome blend is it has salmon egg in the scent. That's one of the ingredients of our winter chrome blend, which is one of the reasons I think it works extremely well. It's a blend of a bunch of different scents, but one of the main ingredients, which is what makes it pink and reddish color, is because it has salmon egg in there.
Anything with anise and krill in it too.
Yep, anise and krill. So basically
Yeah,
anything.
I mean, anise krill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like.
We just named,
I mean,
like,
they
every
eat.
steelhead
They
scent.
eat.
The
They've
one
eaten
thing that-
herring out there in the Columbia. They'll.
One thing that I don't think that I've ever tried.
Garlic.
I was just gonna say
garlic
garlic.
for winter steelhead.
I'm not a big garlic fan, but I can tell you, like in the Columbia seasons, like in that like late spring when I'm using a lot of garlic for like summer Chinook and
Right.
stuff, I've had a lot of steelhead bite those coonies and
Yeah,
those
yeah.
prawn spinners
Water
out in the
warms up a
Columbia, but like I don't think I've ever used it because I hate using garlic. Like honestly, there's a time and place for it. I'm not hating on the garlic, but I don't keep it in my arsenal.
Right. Yeah. Neither have I. I was just wondering.
Anybody else use garlic out there for winter steelhead?
Dude, bloody
Yeah.
tuna, you can use bloody tuna for any fish on the planet.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say anise bloody tuna, but I wasn't really gonna give that one away. But it's out there.
Dude, you can use that
I
for
mean, it
literally
is
every
scientifically
species.
proven that the steelhead are out there feeding on the baby albacore tuna,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that they're
100%.
really keen to that tuna
Yeah.
scent.
Yeah,
ABT.
that is true for squid.
It's not true. It's true for tuna.
No, it isn't.
How do you know? They're eating baby albacore.
Already answered that one, Clint.
Oh gosh. Thoughts on coon shrimp versus prawn, Jonathan? Really,
Yep.
kind of even before the days of coon shrimp and before the days of coon shrimp, and I will say that before the days of coon shrimp. We used to use big, bright Atlantic prawn, big prawn tails. Like prawn was the rave before coon shrimp was the rave. Like there was actually a time for that, and they ate them. Like
They just wanted them.
they ate them. So I don't
it's not
think
really
it's
that
not
big compared. Like,
Well,
if
a
you
big
think about a
Atlantic
steelhead's
prawn laid
mouth,
out can be that big, but a
Right.
big Atlantic prawn straightened out can be that big, and they would
Still
still,
is not bigger
just
than a
try to
steelhead's mouth.
choke them.
Think about this. A steelhead eats
Yeah, that's a
that.
good point. Yeah, you're right. Steelhead will eat a 5-inch worm and not even think twice. So you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I don't think there's much difference. One thing about using the coon shrimp, you can kind of like size stuff down. You can like make sure the bait and presentation is like over the hooks. You're not gonna miss as many. You get
you,
a
Derek.
lot of bait
Hit me
between.
up, dude.
You get a lot of bait in whatever container you're buying, like per pound. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So that's why I think coon shrimp are really taking on, and it's really honestly it's really hard to screw up a coon shrimp. So, but if you have big prawns and you want to dye them pink, bright pink, and plunk them during this time of year, let it rip. Let it rip.
Oh yeah, the trophy trout scent for steelhead works amazing. They have nightcrawler in that, so yeah, works great. And it's a spray bottle, which is nice.
Definitely. I
You
like
were
the spray
packing that
bottles.
around for a while. At one point, I remember you had that little spray ball. He'd try to use that to one up everybody on, and then he'd do it.
Yep. We're working on with Procure. Procure has their little wax scents that you can pull off and use. So we're working on some new ones that we're going to come out with our steelhead blend, our salmon blend, and our trout blend, all in those wax scents, which I'm excited about. Because that's one of the things, especially when you're jig fishing or worm fishing, it's just really nice to pull that thing out, lather it really quick.
Dude, I really, really like it on my beads too.
In beads and jerk baits, yeah, nice. It's a good idea.
On beats.
Yeah.
Beads.
Beads.
Beat sex changed my mind. Okay, guys. It is past 8 o'clock.
Yeah, let's get one more giveaway.
We've got
I'm
over
tired.
400 of you watching.
we
It's
gotta
time
give
to
tickets
go. We
away.
got stuff going on. We're going to give away a couple tickets right now. Oh, Salvador, hit me up. I am full through the month of February and well into March, but I might have some options for you. We'll get them out. And I know that weekend, the weekend of the 3rd, that is the Puyallup show. So we will be hanging out there.
So guys, we're gonna give away 2 tickets to the Washington show and 2 tickets to the Portland show. So if you guys want an opportunity to win those tickets, I think the first, how are we gonna do this? It's gonna be hard because it's
Have
like,
them comment with the
yeah, but the randomizer is gonna just select whoever.
Oh, that's true. You might have to. You might.
If I pick it,
Yeah,
whatever they
but
comment will win.
Well, I guess we have to
If
see
you
how
just
many.
pick it instead of using the randomizer.
No, I'm just saying that whatever. If I pick them, whatever they comment would be what they win. I see what you're saying though. If I randomly pick 2 that said Portland as their comment or something.
If
Yeah.
a lot of people say Portland, then the randomizer you might have to pick a couple.
We
Or a
can,
few,
yeah, we
you
can
know what
just
I mean?
keep
Like,
going.
I guess it's just going to depend.
We can just keep going until we luck out and
Yeah,
get.
that's probably. Yeah, I mean, let's see how many people. So
Let's give away the Washington ones first.
we're giving away the Washington. Is it a pair?
Yep, 2 tickets to the Washington show. So comment below if you're gonna go to the Washington Portland or the Washington Sportsman Show. If you would like to go to the Washington Sportsman Show. If you're going to Portland or you're going to one of the other events, do not comment right now. We're gonna get all the
Just
people in
say
here.
Portland if you're going to the show and you want to win the tickets.
Puyallup.
Puyallup. Damn it.
Just say Washington or Puyallup.
Washington or Puyallup, we'll get you down. Just say Washington or Puyallup right now. We're gonna let this run about 30 seconds, and then we can kind of suck the randomizer into the last little bit of comments. Washington or Puyallup.
Also, I wanted to say this. I do this every year for quite a few different families, and I've said this a couple times before. If you are a huge Addicts supporter, a huge Addicts fan, and you are just not able to afford to buy tickets to come to our show, I get it. We have a shitty economy right now and kind of a crappy time in the world. So if you can't afford to come to either of the bashes in Central Oregon, Washington, or Portland, shoot us an email. Actually, shoot me an email, Marlin, MARLIN @addicted.fishing. Marlin @addicted.fishing. If you just really want to go to this show, you can't afford to get tickets, or you have 7 kids and you can't buy tickets for all your kids, anything, I don't care what it is, shoot me an email to Marlin @addicted.fishing, and I'm going to figure out a way to get you to the show because we want you guys to be able to come to these things even if you can't afford it. We know sometimes times are tough, and I want you to be able to come. So shoot me an email, Marlin @addicted.fishing, if for some reason you're not able to purchase tickets, and I will figure out a way to get you to those shows, guys.
Booyah. Pick a Washington winner. Clint.
Wow.
Roll it.
It's gonna.
I know, you might have to pick a couple. I know. Just make it work.
Boom.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Mr. DJ North. DJ North, you won 2 tickets to the Washington Mega Bash. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address, and let us know that you won 2 tickets to the Washington Sportsman Bash this year, and we'll get them to you, and we'll have you on a list at the door as well. So thanks so much, DJ North.
Yeah.
Now comment Portland. If you're going to go to the Portland show, drop a
Everyone's
comment,
already on
Portland, PDX, whatever. Just keep commenting if you want to try to win these tickets.
Don't be obnoxious, but if you throw your name in there a couple times, you say Portland a couple times, it's cool.
Hey, it increases your odds. The randomizer cannot.
So, and guys, the tickets are $16. We have them at $16. It covers you. We have free pizza, free
And
drinks.
if you're going, I got you.
Tons of giveaways, guys. It's really, I promise you, it will be the best $16 you ever spent in your life.
You'll get a lot more than $16 worth.
A lot more than
Probably
$16
get that
value.
spinning
I hope you don't get hit in the
Off
face
the
with a bunch of
floor.
spinning gloves, so it's probably gonna happen. And maybe a pack of worms.
I do hit people with worms.
Yeah, Clint's like vicious with the worms. Like he
On accident.
he tries to make people cry by
intentional.
slapping them. Bam! You're like,
And then I know I said this a couple times at the beginning, guys, when we had Trey on board, but we will have booths set up in Puyallup and in Portland. We have 40 feet in Puyallup. We have 60 feet in Portland. We have literally our Portland section, guys, is an entire row of nothing but Addicted. It's the Addicted booth. It's Cameron's booth. It's Nick and Big Dave's booth. The whole entire aisle is all Addicted, guys. So we're going to be having a big party in Portland, and it's going to be a ton of fun in Washington as well. Like I said, we have 40 feet with an insane amount of new stuff, guys. Tons of new sick beads, tons of new sick worms. We did some new stuff with lure that you guys haven't seen that we've never done before. Custom mag lips in 3.5, some really, really sick new ones.
Very
Tons
sick.
of cool stuff. So the new backpack's going to be there, guys, and we're going to have them for a deal. So if you guys want the new zipper backpack, that will be at the shows as well.
So Big Dave's going to be he's the first time in that building area.
Yep.
He's moved. That's
Yep.
big, huh?
Yep,
That's
Big Dave
cool.
will be over there.
I wonder if he'll have his steelhead like he does.
Oh, I'm sure
every
he
year.
will. I'm
He's
sure he
gonna
will.
have a pair this year.
I'm sure he will. It's gonna be fun, those guys, and we have, I think, 5 new hoodies coming out. Tons of new hats, tons of new T-shirts, all new exclusive merch that we only did for the show. So, what do you got?
I got an anonymous donor for the moment wanting to give away 4 tickets to the Portland show, but maybe we should save that for the live feed in between. So,
Yeah, we can do
Dave, we'll talk tomorrow, but we appreciate that.
Appreciate it, Dave.
But we'll key that one up the week before because we're gonna be gone next week at the Puyallup show, and then we'll have another week sitting in the middle, and then we will be at the Portland show. So we'll be back in here in 2 weeks. Let's do it. Be good price back there too. What's that? No. Let's go. Did we pick a winner yet?
No.
that. Pick a winner. Pick a Portland
Pick a
winner.
winner.
Well, I don't know if it'll be Portland,
Well,
but
whatever. Do what it does and see what it does.
Bam.
There it is.
I don't know if it's gonna do it. It's like, you know how many people? 200 people just said Portland right there.
Meredith Crossan. Miss Meredith,
go.
you just won 2 tickets to the Portland Mega Bash. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address. Let us know that you won the 2 tickets, and we'll get them out to you. And then, like I said, everyone else, there's only about, I think there's 150 tickets left for Portland, and there's only, I think, 75 tickets left for Washington. So don't wait, guys. I promise you, we will fully sell out.
Yep.
We had 700 people at both shows last year, and I'm trying to have just that many again this year. I want to hang out and see all
Whatever
you guys.
the fire
Fire 'em up.
marshal's gonna allow us.
Yep, it's going to be fun. So.
People got in the room like, this room is bigger. I'm like the Portland show, because it was a huge spot. But they're like, I'm like, well, there's 700 people in here, and I think we're gonna get arrested if we put any more in here. We weren't allowed to. So, you know.
Awesome. And obviously Redmond as well, guys. We'll be Redmond. We'll give away some Redmond tickets as it gets closer. That show's not till March, so we got a long ways away until we're going to get to Redmond. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it. Any more last minute announcements?
Goodness. Please stop raining.
Yeah.
Go fishing, guys. There's fish around. This time of year. There's fish around. Go fishing.
Fish to be caught.
Fish to be caught.
Definitely some fish out there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate you.
See you in Puyallup.
We'll see you on the river.